welcome to another Saddle Up with Sienna. And today is a very exciting date because this is my first ever combined test. This was so much fun and it was one of the best days of my life. It was just awesome. The jumping around especially, oh my goodness, what an adrenaline rush. Although I almost did go flying off, which you guys will see later on. But it was fun and I just loved my time there. It was awesome. So without further ado, let's start analyzing these clips and breaking down how the day went. So we started off warming him up in Trot, and we put him on a 20-meter circle so that maybe we could get him to bend a little bit. He was being a really good boy, and we were changing directions within the circle. He was not calm, obviously. He was very tense, but we're outside. There's a bunch of horses. It's competition. I'm probably kind of tense. I don't remember. I feel like I was not very nervous because I'm pretty used to dressage. I mean, I've done 12 dressage competitions before this, so I wasn't really concerned. But honestly, today I just looked at it as kind of like a fun day. I've been looking forward to this. There's really no pressure, and so I was really excited, really. Maybe more excited than nervous, but he was pretty tense, although he does a beautiful canter. I mean, look at that. That's gorgeous. He is such a good boy. He is a little bit bouncy though, and my leg keeps swinging forward. So now we are in the dressage competition ring, and he decides, I don't like the pavilion today. He just goes a little bit wavery. So as I'm passing by the judges, I go, come on, silly, you live here. Don't be so silly. And the judges just thought that was hilarious. So then he decides to poop right in front of the judges, which is really wonderful. I'm sure they appreciated that, Chip. He looks like a big old Arab going down the long side. That's all right. At least he's not bolting off or anything like that. It could be much worse. So, yeah, now I'm tense because he's tense, and we are just going in there not the best prepared. We are both nervous. We are both a little bit tense. We get a canter stride in there right there, and I try to make him go back to walk right here. Never really established the walk. He's kind of doing like a Western pleasure jog. And so then I send him down the center line. Don't know what was going through my brain at this time, because literally he was just being really antsy about the pavilion. So obviously that's going to affect my center line, which will not be good. And as you can see, we waver really bad right there. And then right here as well. You can't really see it on video, but yeah, he just gets a little bit up in the bridle. He gets antsy. Even though he lives there, the pavilion is still scary to him. I think it might be scarier for him because he lives there, because it wasn't there a couple weeks ago, and he's like, it's here, what is that thing? Whereas other horses, that's the only way they've ever known it, so it doesn't really bother them as much. But Chip was very bothered by it. As you can see, we go to canter a little bit there, gets a little antsy in the bridle. So I was looking really forward to those canter transitions because it's kind of like where I can let go. I mean, I still have to control him and keep him in the arena because, you know, that's never guaranteed with him. He has ducked out of the arena a few times, so yeah. Well, we did not get into that corner. Going a little bit too fast for dressage, if you ask me. And we go back to Trot. Really tight turn right there. And very antsy Trot. Get some canter strides in right there. Trying to prepare him for the walk, but he just doesn't want to. So we don't go to walk immediately. About 5 strides after C, we go to walk. And this is the starter test, just so you guys know. So that was interesting. Here, he starts jogging a little bit, doing his little joggy walk, as I like to call it. And his walk is not the best gait that he has on him. I covered this a little bit in my show prep for this video. I just talked about how his walk isn't his most quality gait. As you can see, we break to Trot there. Not very good first impression. So pretty antsy to go back to Trot. Very responsive. I kind of get left behind a little bit when we go to Trot, so need to work on that. Our circles today look a lot like ovals. I gotta say, this is the worst dressage test I have ever put up because we were just so tense. It was outside. It was really early in the morning, to me at least. Break to canter right there. I just had the most mistakes I've ever had. Also, this is moving up a level. This is starter test, and I'm used to doing intro C and training level 1. So it's a little bit more difficult than those, just a tiny bit, but still it is moving up a level. So then we go to canter, and when I was riding him, it just felt like he blasted off. It's hard to tell in the video, but in person, it just felt like he was really eager to go, and he was not going to go back to Trot. So even before I reached H, I started cueing him to trot, and that's how long it literally took to get him back to trot. He's just, when he gets tense, that's the end. He's just tense. For the rest of the dressage test, that's it. Although I do like to watch his little muscles ripple. He is getting so muscular, it's awesome. So now we go from K. I thought the center line was really weird, but it's just how the test is. It's pretty interesting though. I thought it was a really fun test. Kind of cool the way it was set up. We were not on the center line, but I mean, considering how tense he was, it was a okay run. So now we are going to be rushing over fences in the trot because Chip is going way too fast for trotting fences right now. And I get really left behind and I'm on his neck for a good 3 strides. We do a flying lead change right now. And yeah, that didn't go so well. First jump of the day. We were rushing because we were late for our time slot. My trainer had to be down at the dressage ring and so I had to wait for her. And it was cool. It was a low-key show, so it didn't really matter. And this time we do a way better jump, but we land on the wrong lead again, and no lead change this time. We are still working on getting his lead changes automatic, but you know, that's hard sometimes. I mean, he does them occasionally, and then when he does them, I get left behind or off guard when he does them. And then we jump our first canter fence. Beautiful first canter fence. Although I felt like the bigger the jumps, the better we jumped them to this day, so that was kind of interesting. So now we are going to canter into this next fence. So we are cantering into this oxer now and going a bit speedy, as you can tell. And we get a beautiful stride to it, beautiful jump, except that we land on the incorrect lead. No flying change. So yeah, we're about to go into the jumper rings, so that's exciting. So now we canter our first jump. Beautiful, correct lead, perfect distance, wonderful first jump. But we're going a bit too fast. Need to slow him down a little bit. Way too fast to that fence, but we are on the right lead, which is great. Trying to slow him down. Trying to get some trot strides in there, just trying to get some control. Never quite got the control, so that wasn't very good. That fence was pretty good, and these 2 fences I had control, which felt so nice. It just felt like I was gliding. It's a hunter thing, but you know, I like to have smooth fences. He does, however, because he is so tiny, he's got little tiny legs. I mean, he can't go that fast. It's not like I'm riding a thoroughbred or anything. But he is going way too fast that it can mess up our strides and stuff like that. And I do need to slow him down. I'm not exercising any control over him, so that needs to be worked on. So I kind of like almost ram him into that fence right there, like making him think that he's going to run into it if he doesn't slow down. Then we're right back up to that speedy little canter. And over that fence. This was not timed, by the way, so I really didn't have to go as fast as possible, but I didn't know that. Then here, we trip and almost fall. But I caught myself, which is great. Okay, because of that and going a little bit too fast, we messed up our distance to this next fence, and we knocked the pole. So that was a bummer. Also, my safety stirrup broke at that moment, and I lost my other stirrup when we had that little trip, and so I was jumping both of these with no stirrups. Which was, I thought, well, this is it. Oh, well, it was nice knowing everyone. But it wasn't that bad, and I managed to stay on. So here's a slow-mo of what exactly happened when Chip had a little trip. As you can see, we're galloping, definitely. And he kind of just throws his head around because he's a little bit nervous about the pavilion. We end up tripping. I go on his neck, and yeah, I thought I was going to fall off in that instant. It doesn't look as bad as it was, as it felt at least on camera, but it felt like I was going to fall. Thank you all so much for watching. This was such a big day in my riding journey. I'm just so proud of Chip. He was such a good boy. That jump around was probably the best 3 minutes of my life. It was absolutely phenomenal. What an adrenaline rush. It was just amazing. It made me want to just do show jumping for the rest of my life. It is so much fun. If you have not had a chance to check out my show prep video, make sure you go watch it along with all my other jumper videos that I've been uploading recently because I was getting ready for this. And so you can see how we kind of built up to this phenomenal day. And I had so much fun. And I'm just so proud of Chip. He was such a good horse and he took care of me today. Again, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe for crazy horse content for horse crazy kids.